Assembly Nigeria have joined the call for creation of state police to fight the nation's security challenges. The Conference of Speakers made the call at the meeting National Policy Dialogue for the 10th House of Representatives. Minister of Labour and Employment wants the National Assembly to ensure steady passage of national labour laws undergoing legislative scrutiny.
It remains a paramount concern for every Nigerian. It is not enough to merely condemn acts of terrorism, banditry, kidnappings, and communal violence each time they occur. As legislators, we must enact laws and support proactive, intelligence-driven security measures, strengthen the capacity of our security agencies, and promote community-based policing. A critical step towards addressing the multifarious security crisis in the country would be the establishment of state police.
That I make a passionate plea to the House of Representatives to partner with the Ministry to facilitate the speedy passage of the national labor laws, which will be brought before the House in a short time to come. These bills include Labor Standard Bill, Collective Labor Relations Bill, Occupational Safety and Health Bill, Labor Institutions Bill, the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund Act 2010.
We in the Ministry, Federal Ministry of Livestock Department, the youngest ministry in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we identify with the progress made by the leadership so far. We are young, we haven't come to the House yet with any legislative bill, but we are looking at the terrain and we will soon come with an avalanche of requests for passing so that we are firmly established on the ground to make sure that we carry out our mandate successfully in the transformative efforts of changing the Nigerian livestock sector.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security is currently reviewing all the various laws that affect agriculture, because we are working to make agriculture a business, agriculture as a commercial venture, agriculture as the lifeline of the Nigerian economy within the ambit of diversification of the economy.
We're interrupting our regular programming now to bring you live coverage live from Gusau in Zamfara State. It's about the distribution of patrol vehicles to security agencies by Governor Dauda Lawal. We'll be informed that you can continue to watch this news on our other platforms, including a live broadcast on YouTube at TVC News Nigeria. Now let's bring in security consultant Benga Soson, who joins me for more on the growing perspectives about state police in Nigeria. Thanks for joining us this hour. The push for state police is gaining momentum. We just heard from the State Houses of Assembly following what the Northern Governors Forum also said on Saturday. But critics fear that it could be abused by governors. What safeguards would you propose to prevent politicization or human rights violations in this regard?
All right, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me. Now, with regards to state police, it's been going on for a while. So let's be honest. The future security for me it's not manpower. It's not manpower. It's machine intelligence. What we're dealing with in Nigeria isn't just a lack of police. It's a lack of thinking systems. So for us to actually avoid the politicization of these individuals, we can equip foresight, but without the right technology to guide, predict, and coordinate that force, we're just multiplying chaos. We see the tech can be implemented without adding more manpower. The tech can actually, instead of chasing after crime, what if we could see it coming? That's what technology allows. There are systems that they don't just record, they understand behavior, systems that alert before a threat unfolds. So I'll say before we start thinking about implementing that, adding more manpower, adding more chaos, adding more human labor. Let's think about how we can use technology to aid the present manpower for effective policing.
But Nigeria already struggles with funding federal security agencies. The big question has always been, how can states, especially poorer ones, who still struggle with paying the new minimum wage, afford to run their own police forces effectively?
So if we must implement that with regards to finance, then let's move on from the federal police model. Let's actually design them to be lean, smart, and like I said, let them be tech-enabled from the start. Let's equip them with the necessary surveillance, the necessary intelligence surveillance, the necessary data dashboards, the necessary community threat mapping tools, not just pumping them with uniforms and more guns. Let's look for how we can make them lean, make them much more economical by aiding them with the right technology in place.
Absolutely. And some have argued that community policing, not full state police, is the solution. I'm wondering what you make of all the regional efforts we've seen in that regard. There's Amoteco in the southwest region. And some claim that, especially in Ondo State, we've seen some improvement with the headers attack that used to be prominent prior to this time.
Okay, so in that instance, with that regard, I'll still say the same thing. We're still looking at it from the after the fact solution. Why don't we move beyond that and start thinking on predicting the incidents before they happen? Why don't we do it like that? Instead of us saying, they have stopped this, they have stopped that. Why don't we do the correct mapping, the correct intelligence, the correct technology, and also try to make sure the Amoteco guys themselves are safe. Implementing those kind of technology, it enables the safety, it enables the safety of the personnel and also the safety of the community involved. I still clamor for much more implementing more intelligence than focusing on adding more guns and causing more. Let's say it's more war.
Absolutely. Security consultant Gbenga Shoson, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you very much.